So I am back and I am ready to continue in basically giving you the marketing necessary that we are facing. To add insult to injury, the progressives want to increase the cost of your public utilities. They are not satisfied. They are not happy with what you're paying. You have to pay more, and they want to call it a carbon tax, and they want you to be responsible for having to clean up China and all of these other big polluting countries that have been taking our manufacturing and our industrial jobs and polluting the world so that they can provide us with the nice products instead of becoming good what do you want to call them, stewards of the land and trying to create good, efficient, and clean factories like we have to do here in America. I don't know about you, but I think it's time that everybody either does their job or we hold them accountable, but we shouldn't be paying for it. And the progressives, in going down this path, that is absolutely insulting. And as I've been saying in my national program for the past week or so, we have been subsidizing socialism around the world. This whole point of Trump's tariffs and this perspective that has kind of taken over of this is a bad thing. Well, so tariffs are kind of a bad thing, but if you look at it, every product that comes into America, or I should say, every product that America sends into Europe and almost every nation has tariffs on it. And so what we should be doing is we should be trying to force the rest of the world to moving to a free market and getting away from us subsidizing their socialism. So we have to start accounting for how much money these nations, like throughout Asia, all of those countries are subsidizing the products that they're making, whether it be the Japanese electronics, South Korea with Samsung and so forth. China, everything is heavily subsidized, and they're dumping all sorts of products into America. The question is, why is it that they're only focusing on steel? Because bottom line, if we only focus on steel, then they can get away with trying to manipulate us in other ways. I think we should go across the board, and they've been waging an economic war on us, and we've been paying for and funding communism and socialism around the world. Isn't it time we stop this? Isn't it time that we stop carrying the world and their indolence and their bad behavior? We all have to agree that people have to become responsible and accountable for their actions. And when governments do the oppressive things and they can't incentivize people to work and be productive, or they can't create the innovations and so forth, then maybe they should probably get out of that business, because in real life, a real business, if it all of a sudden is not profitable, you go bankrupt. But when you have nations and governments and so forth, and even the American banks subsidizing all of these things around the world, it just boggles my head in why we're allowing this to go on. Now, going back to these utilities and increasing our costs, and